Before Greece, civilization was ruled by gods and kings, mystery explained by myth, obedience by fear. But on the rocky coasts of the Aegean, something stirred, the courage to ask why. From Ionia to Athens, thinkers began to question not only nature, but truth itself. They built not pyramids or walls, but ideas, temples of logic and debate. And from that fire of inquiry, the first philosophers were born. In the crowded agora of Athens, a barefoot man walked among merchants and soldiers, asking impossible questions. His name was Socrates, and he claimed to know nothing. Yet through his questioning, he exposed ignorance masked as wisdom. He was not a teacher of answers, but a mirror of doubt. When the city accused him of corrupting youth, he chose death over silence. And as he drank the hemlock, he proved his final truth, that integrity is greater than survival. Among those who watched Socrates die was a young man, Plato, haunted by his teacher's death. He sought to preserve wisdom from corruption. He built a new empire, not of stone, but of theory. In his republic, he dreamed of a world ruled by philosophers, where justice and reason triumphed over desire. For him, every object in the world was just a shadow of a higher truth, the forms, eternal and perfect. His academy became the heart of this invisible empire, one that would outlast Athens itself. Where Plato saw ideals, Aristotle sought reality. He dissected nature, catalogued creatures, analyzed politics, logic, and ethics. To him, knowledge was not divine revelation, it was observation, built one fact at a time. He became the first great scientist, building a framework that guided human thought for 2,000 years. His student, Alexander the Great, would carry Greek thought across continents, turning philosophy into empire. Athens called itself the birthplace of democracy, yet it was a fragile dream. Citizens debated laws in the open air, while slaves and women watched from shadows. Freedom thrived on debate, but often collapsed under pride. When war came with Sparta, democracy turned to demagoguery, and the dream crumbled. Even in its glory, Athens revealed the paradox of liberty, that freedom without wisdom devours itself. In the 4th century BCE, a student of Aristotle named Alexander united Greece, and then conquered the known world. But his empire was not merely of armies, it was of culture, language, and ideas. From Egypt to Persia, he spread the Greek spirit of inquiry, founding libraries, cities, and schools. When he died at 32, his empire fragmented, yet Greek thought flowed through the cracks, reshaping Asia and Europe alike. After Alexander, cities like Alexandria and Antioch became crossroads of civilizations. Here Greek logic met Egyptian mysticism and Persian astronomy. The Library of Alexandria rose, the first true temple of knowledge where scholars from every land gathered to map the cosmos. The Greeks taught humanity how to think systematically, and in return the world taught them humility before the infinite. But brilliance burns fast. Internal strife, corruption, and exhaustion eroded the Greek cities. Rome rose in the west, pragmatic, disciplined, unstoppable. Yet even as the legions marched, they carried Greek culture in their scrolls. The conqueror bowed to the conquered, for philosophy outlives empires. Every empire falls, but not the empire of thought. Greek philosophy became the seed of Western civilization, the language of science, and the conscience of reason. When Plato's ideals met faith, when Aristotle's logic met experiment, the Renaissance began. From Socrates to today, every question we ask, what is truth, what is good, traces back to Greece. The Greeks sought truth, not comfort. They questioned gods, kings, and even themselves, and in doing so, built an empire no army could destroy. Their story reminds us that knowledge is both light and burden. To know is to see, but once you've seen, can you ever look away?